Hey guys, my name is Brett Grossman. I'm a top leader here with Freedom Financial Solutions. And in today's training video, I want to explain to you exactly how you can set the tone of your appointments. Here's what I mean. When you walk into a home or a business, you want to be able to set the tone or show posture and or inspect what you may expect. And here's what we mean. When you're sitting down after you've been able to have a chance to build rapport, have a connection with the client, the next thing you want to do is you want to set the tone of the appointment. Here's how you do that. You want to let the client know exactly what they can expect throughout the next 20 minutes of the meeting with you. And here's how you do that. If you're brand new and you don't have your own story yet, you want to use terms like we and us. And what it does is it helps you become more of the expert and the professional that they're sitting across from. A lot of times there are objections that will come up towards the middle or towards the end of your appointment. We want to be able to overcome those objections in the very beginning. I like to refer to it as getting the elephant out of the room. And so I'll give you an example as to how to do it as a brand new person, as a person who's been with us for 6 months, or maybe you've been around for a little longer than that. And what I like to do is I just like to kind of set the tone by telling the client, here is what we're going to do today. What I'd like to do for you here today is give you some better understanding, some education as to exactly what the difference is between traditional life insurance and what living benefits are. I'd also like to have an opportunity to put you in a position to where you are now going to understand exactly how the process is going to work throughout the next 20 minutes. We have had an opportunity to be able to help a lot of people. Personally, we've been able to help hundreds if you're brand new. If you've been around a little bit longer, we have had an opportunity to help thousands of people over the last few years. Now, we don't have customers on the books. We have clients on the books. What is the difference? A customer is somebody that we saw one time. A client is somebody who maybe we met to help them with their mortgage protection, and then we came back and we did some tax-free retirement for them. Or we did some tax-free retirement for them, and then we helped roll over an old 401k. Or maybe we met with somebody originally for mortgage protection, and then we did a life planning event for their child, or a college planning event. Maybe we met with somebody and we did mortgage protection, or we did a life planning event for their child, and then we did final expense for one of their relatives. So it's a repeat customer that we have now made a client. So we don't have customers on the books, we have clients on the books. So I'm using terms like we and us, and you can do the same thing. What it does is it establishes and it separates you from a traditional sales representative who comes walking through their door. Now, a lot of times people say, well, you're the first one, especially with us, right? Because we get the lead out first. You're the first one to reach out to me. I have other people coming to see me. Your response to that is this: when is your next appointment? A lot of times they don't have an answer for you, because although they may have filled a lot out, it doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to be just like you and they're going to follow up and they're going to make the calls. They're going to do the door knocks the way that we're teaching you. So yes, they may have filled out a bunch of forms, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they definitely have another appointment. They're just saying that. A lot of times it's just an excuse or a reason to buy time. So your follow-up question to that is, when is your next appointment? Well, I don't have one yet. Okay. And so my next answer to that is, here's what I can do for you. What I can do is I can let you know that you are not just in great hands, but I have personally partnered with a handful of A-rated carriers. And I'm not saying that there's other agents out there who don't have maybe the same type of contracts that I do with the carriers, but I personally had to go through having a background check, having a security check, having my credit checked before I had an opportunity to get partnered up with these specific carriers. And it's a fact, because we're about 1 out of 15 who have American National. Not everybody has LSW, and we're only one of 3 in the whole country right now who have Ameritas, as an example. So it's a fact that we do have these carrier contracts. So I will say to a client, listen, there's really no need for you to waste your time to have someone else come out. Number one, they're not going to give you the personal attention that I'm going to give you as a client. Number two, I make it a point to be able to follow up with you several days after we do an application for you so that I can then have an open line of communication, have an open line of text message communication. I want to be able to keep you in the loop. I want to know that if my underwriter needs any additional information, that you and I can have an open line of communication so I can go to work for you. So you're going to get that personal experience from me. And I believe that there's not a lot of other agents out there who are going to give you the type of attention and personal experience that I'm going to give you. So no need to go ahead and schedule any other appointments. Here's the other thing that I'll say to somebody is they say, well, I filled a lot of these out. Great. Sorry that you had to do that, but a lot of those do come from our same mailhouse. Guys, I can't tell you how many times we get a lead that comes back and it was from another IMO that the client went ahead and they just filled it out and they stuck it in our envelope and it came back to us. And it's not even our lead, but now it is because they sent it to us in an envelope. Sometimes we get 3 of the same. So they go ahead and they take it and they take all the leads that they filled out and they stick it in one envelope and they send it back to us. So that's another way that you can let somebody know that you're going to go ahead and, be their agent. You are going to have this relationship. And I use that term too. I am here to develop a relationship with you because I believe that in the future, you may need an additional assistance, maybe additional coverage, maybe another different type of program. And I want to be the one that's going to be able to help you with that. I want to be the one that's going to be able to do a college plan for your child. I want to be the one that when you think of insurance, when you think of retirement, when you think of living benefits, I'm the guy that you're going to go to. I'm the gal that you're going to go to. And so I kind of set the tone in the beginning, and those objections that come up about, hey, I filled a lot of these out, or I have another appointment, or whatever that might look like, that is how you can overcome them. And so the key to this is setting the tone in the beginning and letting them know that you're a professional, letting them know that you're going to be their point of contact, letting them know that they are in great hands with you, letting them know that together, right, we have thousands of clients on the books, and explaining to them the difference between who a customer is and to us who a client is. It's about the connection and the experience that people have with us in the home. Here's my own personal testimonial. I've been with Freedom Financial Solutions in November or December of this year will be like a 2-year anniversary. I've never once had anyone come in behind me and replace my business from a different IMO. They just haven't done it. I'm normally always the first one in the door. And I live in a very competitive marketplace here in Pennsylvania, where in my marketplace, there's a lot of competition. There are people filling out other forms. I know that other leaders like Joe Skelly and Todd Pickering and Travis, I know that a lot of these folks all experience the same thing. Here's why we don't get replaced. Number one, because we have those carriers. Number two, because we do our risk assessment properly. Number three, because we do the counseling and coaching properly. And number four, because we're following the system to a T. And so it's very rare that any of us, the leaders on the board, month in, month out, week in, week out, ever have to experience another agent. Look, Joe Skelly's been literally sitting in a living room with another agent. Twice this has happened, and twice they went with him. Why? Because of the client experience that they've received with our agents in the home. And so I hope this was very helpful for you. I know that it was. Really, practice how you're going to set the tone of your appointment. And when the elephant is out of the room, you won't have to worry about those objections coming up at the end, especially that one in particular. So go out there, have a fantastic week. And the next training we have coming up is September 14th in Philadelphia, PA. If you found value from this very short video and from some of the other videos that we've done here on the page, you will absolutely love what we do in person at our boot camp because it's interactive. We have you do some role playing. I promise you, you will not be talked at a training. You will be part of it. It's an experience for you. So have a great week.